Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV. Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to the Splash Live. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, bringing you all of the latest news and stories from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Right in Sylvan Lake, officers were honored at a recent board meeting for their bravery and dedication to the Greater West Bloomfield community, receiving high praise from the police chief and the township for everything that they've done, including their brave work throughout the community during the last several months. Here's the moment the officers were honored.
But on February 2nd, 2026, thieves stole about $20,000 worth of copper wiring from a construction site in Sylvan Lake. Through a series of investigative techniques in coordination with several different law enforcement agencies, Sergeant Molinaro and Officer Edgel were able to successfully identify the suspects involved. Their investigation revealed that both suspects have lengthy criminal histories and are believed to be involved in similar thefts throughout Oakland and Wayne counties. Through the diligent investigative work, officers were able to obtain an arrest warrant for the primary suspect and are actively seeking charges against the second suspect. Sergeant Molinaro and Officer Edgel demonstrated outstanding investigative skill, persistent, and interagency cooperation throughout this investigation. Their efforts not only advanced a significant felony case, but also help address a broader pattern of criminal activity affecting multiple communities. Their professionalism and dedication reflect a great credit to themselves and the Sylvan Lake Police Department.
I'd just like to say, you know what, I've been here coming on my 10th year. You know, I love this city. I retired from Detroit. It's a big difference from Detroit to here. I have nothing but great things to say about the city, the upper staff, the citizens. Everybody's been great. It's just a wonderful city, and I'm glad that we can do what we do here. And like the chief said, everybody here is well experienced. So if anything happens, call us for anything. You know, we'll handle it. You know, trust me, it will be done correctly. You know, so we're here for you guys. Okay.
Officer Dylan Data, on March 12, 2026, as we all know, West Bloomfield radioed that a vehicle had driven into the Temple Israel School, and that there were reports of shots fired. Officer Data immediately responded and was one of the very first officers to arrive on scene. With complete disregard for his personal safety, Officer Data entered the school and coordinated with school security to begin searching for the suspect. Despite the chaotic and rapidly evolving conditions, he remained calm and methodical as he conducted his search, working to identify and eliminate any threat to the students or staff. Once it was determined there was only one suspect, Officer Dado established a position within the building and remained inside for several hours, despite the presence of smoke and other hazardous conditions. Throughout this tense and dangerous incident, Officer Dado demonstrated exceptional composure, courage, and professionalism, exemplifying the highest ideas of the law enforcement profession.
I love that I can work in an area where our response times are like 30 seconds whenever you guys call. Sometimes you guys call and I'm already there. Well, I just love that. Everyone waves hi to you when you drive by. Everyone's always walking their dogs and stuff. I love the sense of community over here. Everyone knows everybody. I just appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Valiant and exceptional work from our Sylvan Lake officers as we thank them for all of the work that they do throughout the community. If you are driving by the Civic Center campus in West Bloomfield, you might have noticed some fencing and some construction efforts taking place around the former West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation building. Trucks have been at the site the last several days, removing trees and clearing the space for the brand new Parks and Rec building set to open in early 2028. We reached out to West Bloomfield Parks and Rec Executive Director Kelly Heyer for comment, who explained that the plants being removed at this time are invasive, low-value vegetation, primarily common buckthorn plants that are either dead or in poor condition. A natural features inventory was conducted and verified by the township back in 2023, which confirmed that the majority of the vegetation was invasive. Heyer also explained that the site will be significantly improved with a native landscape better suited for the new environment. Now, this includes native trees, grasses, wildflowers, and the inclusion of 2 rain gardens. And even the trees that are being removed right now will be repurposed as a wildlife habitat structure for the park's new wetland area. So all of these efforts are to set up an even more green and even more inclusive environment for the new West Bloomfield Parks building. Stay up to date with West Bloomfield Parks on their Facebook at WB Parks and for our continued updates on the construction at civiccentertv.com. Last night was the kickoff to the summer fun in West Bloomfield with the first of 3 Kids Commotion concerts for the season. A special performance from the fairy godmother of music as families enjoyed themselves and kids got to dance to some groovy music with their friends. I spoke to some of the parents at the event to hear just how special these concerts are to the community.
It's wonderful. It's a beautiful sunny day here. We finally have some nice weather. I think it's great how the West Bloomfield district offers these free services to the kids with the bounce houses and the music. They all love it.
Every event that they do is actually really great. The Touch a Truck, the Acorn, the kids, this concert for kids right now. So honestly, I don't think there's any improvements. We love everything that they do. We try to attend everything. Oh, just being together, being a community and a family, just having events to do together makes this experience worthwhile.
Oh, it's a great time. It's great to see everybody out here. It's a beautiful sunny day, and it's a great way to kind of kick off the spring right before Memorial Day weekend.
And what about the benefits that this event has for kids like your own?
She gets to run around and have a good time and meet other kids and get some energy out, and it's just fun to see her interact, and she loves music. So,
what do you think an event like this truly signifies for the year for the West Bloomfield community?
I would say it's the kickstart to summer and just overall community.
It is the kickstart to summer, and there is so much more fun in store throughout the next few months. And if you missed out on the first Kids Commotion concert, have no fear. There are 2 more on the horizon. We got another one on June 11th, and then the final Kids Commotion concert is set for August 20th. So lots to look forward to throughout Greater West Bloomfield. Everyone is still reflecting on the excitement and joy from this year's Michigan Week Awards, where several individuals were honored for their work in the community. Biggest of all was Scotch Elementary School Principal James Scrivo, who was honored with the Dr. Seymour Grechko Youth Advocate Award, reflecting on his many years of service to the kids of the community. James Scrivo joined us on the Splash Live recently to tell us what this award truly means to him and the work he's done throughout Greater West Bloomfield. James, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's an honor and a pleasure. Anytime for you guys.
Of course, again, big congratulations on this incredible achievement with the Dr. Seymour Grechko Youth Advocate Award. What was your reaction when you learned you had been selected as the recipient of the award this year?
It was on camera, so it was pretty authentic for me. I've sat in that breakfast. I know I've sat in the breakfast for 16 years because I've been principal for 16 years, and I've been honored to be invited to it with the rest of my colleagues. And I've thought, like, when I got onto the podium to give a quick thank you speech, it's really difficult for me to put into words how grateful I was, and I was a little speechless. I was rattled. I wasn't expecting to get that, but when you sat there for 16 years, you think about, man, I would really like something that I've done to warrant that type of an award, and to be recognized for that. I mean, it's a humbling experience. It means that somebody saw something that you did and they really honored it, and then to know that you did something that warranted that honor. It was a very touching moment for me, and it was a little surreal. I mean, it's a Michigan breakfast honor, but to me, it was a tremendous honor from my colleagues and my bosses. Dr. Bazzi and Dr. Mrakna and Mr. Scott Long. I was honored, and if anyone truly knows me, knows that for me to be tongue-tied or not have words for that moment, it was a pretty big deal, because I usually have something to say. And I think I said that I really wanted to win that one day. And it came out, I think, authentically, as I truly I truly would be very happy to be honored, but I wanted to have a career more so where someone looked at it and it thought it was honorable.
Very well spoken, and we're glad that, I mean, we are glad that it kind of caught you off guard, because that's the point of this award. We do want to surprise the award recipient with it every single year. So we're glad that the job was done, and we're glad that you were surprised. But I mean, this has got to be an amazing feeling to have gotten this honor. What first inspired you to become involved in youth advocacy and community service?
That's a great question. When I was in college, I was a business major, and I started to look at the individuals that I'd be working with, and I was like, man, I'm just not making connections with them. And I was walking home, and I passed the College of Education, and my mother, my aunt on my father's side, my grandfather, are all in the service industry as far as teaching goes in some capacity. Now, they may have done something after that, but they've all been teachers. And it was in my family. It was in my DNA. I just didn't know it. I wanted to do something different. But when I walked into the College of Education and started that process and then got into the classrooms finally, then I knew that I wanted school to be better than it was for me. And I was blessed. I had two parents that were fully invested in my education. They would not let me fail. And even though I tried so hard to fail and I gave so little effort to school when I was younger, I feel terrible about that now. But part of it was that I didn't have relationships with my teachers. K5, K3, K4, K through 4, I felt like I had relationships with my teachers. But after that, it really dissipated, and it made me not put as much effort into it. And I'll be very honest. So I wanted truly to create an environment and a community where the kids felt like they wanted to come to school on a daily basis and couldn't wait to get here. And now if you stand in front of my building at around 8:55 to 9:10, you will see kids running into the building to get to school. Now, yes, some of them are late, but the majority are excited to be here and want to be with their teachers. And through capturing kids' hearts in the process that we believe in, our teachers make relationships with kids that last forever.
That is amazing, James, and that's so great that you're wanting to brighten these kids' day and making sure that they have this relationship with their teachers that you didn't necessarily have when you were their age. So that's great that you're paying it forward and that you're working to make sure that the school experience for every single one of these kids is incredible. And you've done
I want to be clear on that too. I don't want to cut you off, but if Mrs. Baker, my kindergarten teacher, or Mrs. Lang, my first grade teacher, or Mrs. Seraphin, my second grade teacher, and then my third and my fourth grade teacher ever hear that I didn't have connections with them, that's untrue. I think about you guys often, and I just want to make sure that I'm clear, because they will call and let me know that I said that, so I don't want that to happen.
Well, I'm sure everyone will know that you have connections with every single one of your students. And you've done so much throughout your time as principal of Scotch Elementary. What would you say has been the most rewarding moment you've experienced while helping the school and helping others within the community?
I mean, yesterday was probably, if not the most rewarding, one of the highlights of my career. So I don't know how to top that. I would say, though, there's many times that I have felt honored and privileged to be principal at Scotch Elementary for as long as I have, and then be part of this community for the last 25 years. That was an achievement that I didn't think I'd ever get, and to be honored with it, it was, like I said earlier in the interview, it was truly humbling, and I was honored, truly honored, and I feel blessed to be part of this community. I don't know if I'd ever want to say that anything else was better than that. At this point, I've had so many opportunities to make connections with kids and be part of their lives. The side hugs I get on a daily basis from the kids, and when they say thank you for the things that we've accomplished here at Scotch and the hard work they put in, I believe that really and truly is second to none. So the honor that I got the other day, that I was able to receive, is probably the cherry on top for a career that I feel very proud of.
And you should be proud of everything you've accomplished. For those just joining us now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Scotch Elementary School Principal James Scrivo, who's the recipient of the Dr. Seymour Gretschko Youth Advocate Award at this year's Michigan Week Awards ceremony. Now, James, how important is it for young people to see role models and advocates actively involved within their communities?
I don't know there's anything more important. No one can control being a father of a 20-year-old, soon to be 21, and a 19-year-old. You quickly realize somewhere between 5th grade and 8th grade that you don't control anything, and that you don't have the control that you think you do over, because your kids have free will, and they will make choices that are good, bad, and indifferent. It's how we react to those choices when they are made, right? And how we move forward. One of the big things that I like to preach is failing forward. I don't have any problem with anybody failing. I think failure is a great place to be in life if you can learn from it. And there's nothing wrong with failing as long as you're putting effort into it. Now, failing over and over and over again, doing the same thing, that's a problem. You don't want to have that, but you want to have someone in your life who is willing to teach you from your failures, or try to teach you once you have those failures, and then work with you to find success. If we have more people like that in the schools, which I know we do, but if we continue to bring in people in the schools to work with kids, coaching, to coach them, and help build up kids, there's nothing wrong with motivating them or pushing them or having expectations or having consequences. Actions have consequences. Some are good, some are bad. But I believe it was Mr. Rogers was in an interview, and he was talking about what love really is. And love is consequences. Love is guidelines. Love is expectations. And love is living up to those things. And then also following through when and if those expectations aren't met. And kids need that structure. I believe in it. I believe truly in that structure, whether it's getting them into sports early, showing them what a team looks like, how to act within a team. A lot of my attributes that I think I have, I learned playing sports. You got to learn how to get along with people. Not everybody is the same. Not everybody is as good as some of the players on the team, and you have to learn how to get along with everybody out there. And if we could just take some of those lessons into the school, and we do the same thing in schools, and I think we're going to find success there as well.
I think so, James. All very wise words, and it's great that you're implementing a lot of these ideals on these kids. I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up. Above all else, what message would you share with students or young residents of the community who want to make a difference in their community but may not know where to start?
Ask, right? So the worst thing you can ever get from asking a question is possibly like, no. You ask the question, the answer is no. Okay, ask somebody else. There are plenty of people in our community, especially in West Bloomfield, that are willing to help you and partner with you to do some great things. It's as easy as like starting a recycling program and asking people to bring product to you that you're going to recycle. We've had recycling programs go on here at Scotch for many years, partnering with community members. Just the simplest of things. We used to do a field trip where we went on the West Bloomfield Nature Preserves, and we would work with the WB Parks and Rec and pull mustard seed. I believe it's mustard seed, the mustard seed weed, which is invasive and harmful to a lot of the plants and foliage on the trail. And we would get tons of bags, like not tons of bags, but like 10 bags of that in a very small section. But that's an easy partnership and something easy to do. I've seen kids collect garbage around the fence lines that litter the litter that is on the road. That's a very easy thing to do and to help out the community. But most importantly, if you have an idea, ask. Our teachers at Scotch are always willing to work with our students. We do food drives regularly to help all our local pantries, some of the churches in the area, and it's always met with such gratitude and thankfulness from those partners, and it's very easy to do. I mean, many hands make light work. So the more people that are involved and the more people that are trying to help kids become advocates and help out in the community, the better off they're going to be, and the lessons that they learn, as well as the pride that they get in doing so. A lot of times people say, I love volunteering, but I get more out of it than what is being done. And I really believe in that. You do get a lot out of volunteerism.
You absolutely do, and that's what we always want to see within the community. More people stepping forward, more people helping, and everybody working to make this community that much better. Last question we have for you, James, because you've had such an incredible career within West Bloomfield. You are set to retire very soon. What do you hope serves as your lasting legacy within Greater West Bloomfield?
I would say that though he was not always right, which I'm well aware of that, that the majority of my decisions were always erring on the side of a child. It was mentioned many times yesterday at the Michigan breakfast, but when I make a decision, good, bad, or indifferent, I always try to think how it'll impact the student. And if I could have any legacy, someone would say, you know, it'd be nice if they said, you know, he was a man of integrity, he was honest. I know people will say that I was direct when I spoke with them, and sometimes that can sound a little harsh at times, but I was honestly direct with them. But I would want people to remember me with that when he made decisions, he tried always to err on the side of a child.
Brilliant. Honesty is the most important thing, and it's amazing to hear of everything that you've done with your time in West Bloomfield and everything that you've been celebrated for. James, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live, and congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning. It was an honor to be on and an honor to be nominated for the Dr. Seymour Grechko Award. And I do want people to know that he said I was wise. So if my wife listens to this, she knows that I was wise one.
So much praise to be going to Principal James Scrivo for all the work that he has done throughout Greater West Bloomfield. Big congratulations to him once again for receiving the Dr. Seymour Grechko Youth Advocate Award, and can't wait to see what he's planning to do once he leaves Scotch Elementary and heads off to retirement. Cipollino is a magical, family-friendly ballet that brings a beloved story of friendship, courage, and adventure to life through dance. Audiences can expect colorful costumes, imaginative staging, uplifting music, and captivating choreography designed to entertain all ages. The event is scheduled for June 6th and June 7th at the Berman Center for the Performing Arts with dancers from Valentina's School of Ballet. Joining us now on the Splash Live to tell us more about the performance is Lena Morrison, the studio manager for Valentina's School of Ballet. Lena, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Of course, this seems like such a fun event coming to the Berman in just a few weeks. For those unfamiliar with Cipollino, what is the story about and what makes it such a special ballet for families?
So Cipollino is basically an onion, and it's about justice for the onion. He realizes he comes into a community of fruits and vegetables, and it's a little bit of a rich-poor situation. The evil Prince Lemon. And yeah, he just fights for the little guy. And so it's a fun story.
Awesome. Seems like a story a lot of people can get behind, a lot of people can maybe relate to or really get immersed in when they watch this production. What inspired your organization to bring this magical production to the stage this year?
So Miss Valentina is originally from Ukraine. And in that region, this is an actual very famous, they're all familiar with it. It was originally an Italian story, but at the time Soviet, and over the years, they've actually grown to love the story. So just as a child in America knows Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty, this is a very famous childhood story for them. So this is something we're kind of passing culturally on as well to the community.
Interesting. Showcasing this to a different side of the world that's never heard this story before. That's very, very interesting. And how exciting is it to perform at the Berman Center for the Performing Arts?
So we actually have history. We've been with the Berman now for over 5 years. We actually, every year, we also participate we do the Nutcracker in December at the Berman. So we go there twice a year. We see them in December, and then we come back for a spring show. And our spring show changes each year, and then we also do a recital. The Berman Theater is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous theater. I saw it for the first time myself this year. You walk in, just beautiful windows, places to sit. The theater itself, very large, inviting, and the stage is in great shape, and they are amazing staff there to work work with. So it's just been a pleasure to get to know everyone at that theater and get to revisit them year in, year out.
That's right. A lot of fun events that take place at the Berman Center all year long. So you are in great company. And I'd imagine that a performance like this, it really means a lot to the dancers and the creative team that really put their heart and soul into a performance like this. What does performing at a venue like this mean for them?
I think any chance a dancer gets to perform, we work so hard to take class, and that is the work to perform. I mean, we do that to do the fun part, right? So basically, finish our Nutcracker in December, and then we start right away in January rehearsing for this. So these dancers do an audition local in our studio. We do our casting because there's many roles throughout. We have big veggies, little veggies, fruits, vegetables. You should see our class schedule. And for the past 6 months, they just work so hard. And we have all age groups, all the way from 4 years old to 18. And so we kind of start individually with rehearsals. And then as we get closer to show, we start bringing the groups closer and closer together. And then we start doing full show runs until we bring it to theater.
Wonderful. Casting such a wide net and implementing so many people from throughout the community. A lot of young dancers all getting to perform on this stage. Now, Lena, I would imagine with a show like this, the visual aspect is certainly going to be something people are going to look out for. What can audiences expect from the costumes, the choreography, and the overall visual experience of the show?
So choreography-wise, we're actually very close to the Bolshoi's version. And as far as costumes, it's a very bright, shiny ballet, very eye candy. Miss Valentina herself is so talented and actually has made all the costumes. So she sews tutus, she does adjustments, she does all of that and has her own costume shop. So we're actually in the fitting stage right now. And when we bring all these costumes and set pieces to life, it is just wonderful. We have our own backdrops and props and everything.
For those just joining us on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Lena Morrison, the studio manager for Valentina's School of Ballet, who are going to be performing at the Berman Center for the Performing Arts on June 6th and June 7th with their performance of Cipollino. Now, Lena, I mean, how do productions like Cipollino help to introduce young audiences to ballet and the performing arts?
Well, I think that's why Miss Valentina loves Cipollino itself. Is very has some humor in it, and it's very inviting for little ones. Another thing we're personally doing is we're offering a 50% off to bring children to the show because we want to just introduce not just Cipollino, the story, but dance and the art form itself to as many little ones as we can. We do, like in the summer, we actually have a future ballerina intensive, and we try to bring, ballet to as many people and introduce it to them as we can.
That's amazing, and that's so great that you're really wanting to showcase these art opportunities everywhere throughout Greater West Bloomfield, especially for those kids looking for a way to get involved and looking for something that inspires them to continue down this path. And going into that a little bit more, how does this performance really help showcase the arts and cultural opportunities that are available all throughout Greater West Bloomfield?
I think just ballet in itself is the art form that we're introducing. It is just so much art. There's so much art, discipline, hard work. There's people, dance isn't a sport, but you should see what it takes to get to the ability level that you're seeing on that stage. Our dancers are working 4 to 6 hours, some days, and they just put everything they can and they love it. And the rehearsal is just as rewarding as the performance, and they have just such a great time with it. And I think just bringing it to the Berman, which is such a wonderful big venue, and they do great with ticket sales and getting the word out and things like that. And we just want to, as many people and have it to be as inviting as possible to have as many people come see it because they work so hard. It's just, we're so proud of everything everyone's done, and our teachers included.
Of course, we want to see so many people from throughout the community stopping by this incredible performance and seeing it firsthand. Lena, I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up. What message or feeling do you hope audiences take away after seeing the performance of Cipollino?
I hope they had fun. The point of this ballet is just fun. It's silly at times. It's, there's your glamorous ballets, your Swan Lakes, and this is just a fun fairy tale that's being brought to life through ballet. I think in our culture in America, we're so used to reading or, seeing it visually on a TV, but to see it through an art form of dance where nobody's talking, they're expressing it through movement. is something really special. So I think the message is just have fun and enjoy it in a different way.
I love that. Enjoy this performance, see it firsthand, and really feel everything that you see on stage. That's what I want everybody to take away when they come to see this performance. Lena, where can people go to gain a little bit more information about what Valentina School has to offer, maybe some other opportunities, and what else we can expect from you guys throughout the year?
So our website offers everything, bsbballetschool.com. You can get access to the tickets on there. You can get access to our school, our programs. Miss Valentina herself has trained dancers to the professional level. I danced professionally. I was one of her first students. My sister, who was in Miami City Ballet, was trained by Miss Valentina. She has such a huge repertoire of just amazing dancers that she's produced, and you can kind of see all that on the website. Yearly, we do our summer intensives, and we kind of, try to introduce ballet to people that haven't had a lot of experience or aren't ready to commit for a full year yet. So our summer kind of offers that great opportunity, as well as opportunity for dancers that train in all aspects to come just do a more ballet focused summer intensive. And then in the fall, we start our new program and all of our Nutcracker rehearsals, and we get ready for that. And that is pretty much our, we run similar to the school year. So our 2026 kind of will look like that.
All right. Sounds like a lot of great opportunities for young dancers to have throughout the community. And I hope we see a lot of people stopping by and learning the arts themselves. Lena, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Anytime. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to be able to have this opportunity.
Once again, Cipollino is going to be taking place on June 6th and June 7th at the Berman Center for the Performing Arts, all featuring dancers from Valentina's School of Ballet. It's sure to be a beautiful performance, as we thank Lena for joining us on the Splash Live and for telling us all about it. Summer sports camps are returning to West Bloomfield through the National Academy of Athletics, giving local children opportunities to stay active, learn new skills, and enjoy a fun-filled summer experience. The camps are designed for children ages 3 through 14 and focus on skill development, teamwork, sportsmanship, confidence building, and healthy lifestyles, all with a wide variety of sports. Brad McAleer, the owner of the National Academy of Athletics Oakland County, joins us on the Splash Live to tell us more. Brad, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to be on and talk about youth sport.
Of course, we always love talking about this, opportunities for the kids in the community to get out and to stay active. What can families expect from this year's summer sports camps with the National Academy of Athletics?
Most importantly, we strive to offer a safe, low-pressure, fun environment for kids to get out and just play and enjoy sport. There is so much pressure on kids today through year-round commitments, through sports, through competitive clubs and travel teams, that they just need an outlet to play, to just go out and have some fun and enjoy themselves without the pressure. So that's what we're looking to offer. And, be outside, be in the sun, enjoy the weather, but most importantly, have a ton of fun.
That's a really good thing to point out because, yeah, a lot of times we can see maybe these youth sports teams, maybe they take things a little too seriously. They focus a bit more on the competitive side of things. But no, at the end of the day, this is all about having fun. And that's what these camps are based around. And that's great to see. How have the camps grown since first launching programs in Oakland County and West Bloomfield?
We're growing big, trying to hit all these sports that aren't currently out there. So we started last summer. We had a fantastic summer with West Bloomfield, and looking to build on that and build the momentum to have an even better summer this year. We're offering pickleball, tennis, our all sports program, which is one of my favorite because throughout the week the kids can play 8 to 10 different sports and just kind of get an idea of this is the sport I like, this is what I want to play, or even this is the one I don't like, and at least I got to experience it and see what it was like to play that sport. So, we're just hoping that we can give that outlet for kids to come out. We offer half day and full day registrations, so they can come out for a few hours a day, or they can come out for 6 hours a day and experience those sports and learn what it's like to play them, the equipment, the rules, but again, in a low pressure, fun environment.
It's great that you have so many options available for the kids for whatever sport that they want to do. And I've noticed with a lot of the sports you have to offer, it's such a wide variety in terms of the team aspect. Some are a bit smaller teams, some are a bit larger teams with these sports. What is it like to have this wide variety and to have all of these options available for the kids?
Well, I think, as I mentioned, there's a lot of travel sports, there's a lot of competitive clubs, and those are your big sports, your soccer, baseball, basketball. There's not a ton of options for pickleball or even tennis. So being able to offer those sports and give the kids an outlet to play. I mean, you take pickleball specifically, it's been the fastest growing sport for 4 or 5 years in a row now. And kids are really getting into it and enjoying it and having a ton of fun playing it. So being able to offer that and give the kids a chance to come out and try it it's really special for us, and it means a lot to us.
And that's great that we're seeing all these kids come out and enjoying themselves with these sports all throughout the season. Now, especially with the summer coming up, we really want to see the community putting an emphasis on outdoor activities, especially since kids want to relax throughout the summer, but we don't want them to spend all their time inside, vegging out in front of the TV. What makes the National Academy of Athletics approach unique compared to maybe other traditional youth sports programs that there might be out there?
Well, not only are we focusing on sport, our curriculum is designed to focus on the social and emotional learning side of things. Sports can provide you with so many life skills. I mean, if you just look at teamwork, working with other people, negotiating how things are going to go, where are the boundaries? What are we going to do? You think back to when I was a kid, I played a lot of pickup games and we didn't have coaches or refs out there. We had to talk it through and figure out what it was going to look like. So sports not only offer the ability to learn athletic skills, but to learn life skills. So we focus a lot on that as well. We're big in, meeting new friends, making new friends, coming out with memories that'll last long after the summer ends. I think about some kids I've run into that were in our camps last year, and they're like, oh, is so-and-so going to be back in it this year because I had so much fun with them. And they didn't know each other going into that camp last year. So it's more than just sports. It's about kids getting together, working together, learning life skills while having fun playing sports.
I mean, that just warms your heart that you have these kids really looking forward to these experiences year after year and looking forward to seeing their friends again and sharing the fun in this sport once again with them. I mean, that's truly what it's all about. And you're absolutely right. There's so many things people can gain or kids can gain from being a part of team sports like this. I think another one of the biggest skills kids can learn is confidence. How can these camps help children build confidence both on and off the field?
Well, I think it starts with teaching them to learn how to fail. You're not going to make every shot you take. You're not going to hit every baseball that comes across the plate. But we need to learn that failure is okay. Get back up, dust yourself off, and try again. And that skill right there will help, or that trait right there will help build the confidence skills immensely, not only as a kid, but into life and into, adult life. We all fail, we all mess up, but we need to learn how to react to that and move forward and build upon that. And I think that, those little times, like I said, at the plate, the ball coming across and we don't hit it, or we take a shot in basketball and soccer and we miss it, how do we respond to that? And that is going to increase our confidence big time when we see, hey, I didn't do it right the last time, but this time I scored, or this time I hit a double. And, it just builds from there.
I mean, those are wise words for people to learn at any age, and they're definitely words that people can take with them throughout their life. So it's it's amazing to hear of everything that these kids are going to be learning through these youth camps. For those just joining us here on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Brad McAleer, the owner of the National Academy of Athletics for Oakland County, who's talking with us about the summer sports camps that are going to be coming to West Bloomfield and are going to be taking place all throughout the summer. Now, Brad, we've heard a lot of what the kids have taken away from this experience, but I'd imagine the parents, in seeing what this has done, what these camps have done to these kids, has also, I mean, they've also had a lot to say. What have you heard from parents in terms of the feedback about these summer camps?
We've received great feedback from parents. One of the things we like to say is that kids come home the right kind of tired. They're worn out, but in a good way. And we're hearing that from parents, that the kids are talking about how much fun they had. They're telling them about some of the skills or drills that we did and taught throughout the day. And they're ready to come back the next day and hit the ground running for, if it's all sports, what's the next sport we're playing? Or if it's pickleball, what's the next skill we're going to learn? Yesterday, I learned how to serve. Today, what am I going to learn? We're receiving great feedback from parents, and that's the part that really excites me. Because, I have 3 kids myself. They're all under 10 years old. I was struggling to find a way to balance getting them into multiple sports. And that's what I'm trying to provide for other families, is that outlet to, sample multiple sports or sample a different sport, a new sport, something they haven't played without a huge commitment. And like I said, we're getting great response from parents, and I love it.
And I love it too. I love hearing about all this impact this has had on Greater West Bloomfield. All of these families and all of these kids all looking to get even more active throughout the season. A couple more questions, Brad. When it comes to these sports camps, how have local partnerships in West Bloomfield and Oakland County helped to expand these opportunities for families?
Our community partners, there's other National Academy of Athletics franchises out there. I will argue I've got the best community partners of any of us out there, especially West Bloomfield Parks. They are phenomenal to work with. They really help us to set up the area to have it ready to go. They're bringing out, jugs of water for us to refill, which if they don't, we are. But in that specific market, they're doing it for us. They really care about the programs that are being offered in their community. They really want a quality program that kids are going to love. And our visions align on that. So yeah, West Bloomfield Parks has been phenomenal and absolutely one of the best that I have to work with.
We love to hear that, and it's amazing to, again, hear of the influence West Bloomfield Parks has had on the community and how they are helping to improve kids' fitness. Last question, Brad. Above all else, what does it mean to you to provide an inclusive environment where children of all skill levels can try sports and stay active?
You just said why it is that I started this and got into this. Sports had such a major impact on my life growing up. And you didn't know it at the time when you were playing it, but you look back and you think about all of the life skills that you gained. Like we talked about confidence that I gained through sports. And I'm watching my own kids go through it, and I'm watching all the kids that come through our programs go through it. And that every day I come home and think, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I want to provide an outlet for kids to play. We hire coaches that have that same mindset, because it really, I think you used the terms, warms your heart. It really warms your heart at the end of the day to watch a kid try something new, realize, hey, I can do this, and then try and get better at it and improve at it. So it's a magical feeling.
It truly is, and we can't wait to see all of the incredible work that these kids do all summer long with every single one of these sports. Brad, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you for having me. If there's any families out there interested in looking, wbparks.org, go to programs, camps, and then sports camps. You'll see everything we have listed down there. Or you can check out our website, oaklandcountyyouthsports.com. But yeah, really appreciate you having me on today. I always enjoy talking youth sports and helping spread the message of the power of sport. So I appreciate it.
And we want to see this message spread as far as it can possibly go. So many amazing youth summer sports camps taking place all throughout the summer season. We got pickleball, we got baseball, we got soccer, we got every single sport you could possibly want, all available right here in West Bloomfield. We're going to take a break, jump into some more stories and topics right here all throughout the community right after this. Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy, and if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Longtime West Bloomfield High School athletic director Eric Pierce is preparing to retire after years of leadership and impact on student athletes and programs. Pierce has played a key role in shaping West Bloomfield High School athletics, helping to build competitive programs while emphasizing character, teamwork, and sportsmanship. Under his leadership, West Bloomfield High School has seen success across multiple sports, along with a growth in student participation and community engagement. Eric Pierce joined us on The Splash Live recently for a reflection on his career and what everything has meant to him here in West Bloomfield. Eric, so happy to have you with us today.
Jake, thank you as always for having me on. I truly appreciate it.
Of course, always love talking to you, but I gotta say, this news was quite a surprise to me. I didn't realize this was something that was gonna be in the cards for you in the future. Your retirement with West Bloomfield High School, what went into this decision to head off to retirement?
Well, you know, it's one of the things that I've been thinking about for a little bit, and I don't take any decision lightly with anything, but before I became an athletic director, I was a teacher. I was in the classroom for 13 years, and then was fortunate to do 12 years as an athletic director and be in this role. And it seems like a person like me, I feel that after an amount of time, it's almost good for a change, a personal change for me, but also when you think about leading a building and leading athletics and all those different types of things, it's always nice to get some fresh ideas in. And we've done some great things over the last 12 years here at West Bloomfield and through our athletic programs, and I've loved every bit of it. But I think it's time for a fresh perspective, somebody that can bring in those new ideas and not get just complacent where we're at, somebody to take us even further forward.
I can certainly understand that, and you're right, lots of big names and lots of incredible athletes that have emerged from West Bloomfield High School within the last 12 years. Looking back, what are maybe some of the biggest accomplishments or some of the biggest moments that you're most proud of with your work at West Bloomfield High School?
I tell you, there's been so much. It's tough to pinpoint just one or two things, but there's always something to be said about the state championship. Those all hold dear places in my heart, and being a part of those and being able to celebrate with the teams and the coaches and just seeing the development throughout the years of those programs, that's been amazing. I always love signing days here at the school because you get to see the student athletes that have worked for the last 4 years come to see their hard work come to fruition. And we've been fortunate to have hundreds of student athletes over the last 12 years that have signed their NLIs to compete at the next level in the sport of their choosing. That's also something that obviously you just can't put it into words. It's indescribable to see that effort rewarded with all those different types of things. finally, I would say just having the facilities, the upgrades that we've had, so that we can offer the events that we have, whether it's a Friday night football game or, playing baseball on our turf baseball fields or softball fields or anything that we offer with the new weight room and all those different types of things that give extra opportunities to our student athletes. I think those are all the things that I'll remember the most.
Lots of great things to look back on and to reflect on with your time with West Bloomfield High School. Eric, I got to ask, what originally drew you to athletic administration, and how did that passion evolve over your career?
Well, ever since I was a younger kid, I've always been drawn to the idea of teamwork, of sportsmanship, of competing together with other people and depending on other people to achieve a goal. And honestly, as I went through, whether it was high school athletics, college athletics, and competing there, I always had this drive and this desire to continue on with coaching and to continue on with guiding student athletes in some way, shape, or form. Once I started teaching, it was natural for me to coach all the time. So I did that with football. I did that with baseball, obviously, and I even did a little golf every now and then there as well. But that desire to continue on and to try to express ideas of teamwork and to carry on the traditions that we were starting to establish at West Bloomfield High School, that drew me to the athletic administration position. And I thought that we could make a department that kids could feel welcome in, and they can come down every single day and say hi in a nurturing environment, while at the same time enjoying what they're doing and offering them the best opportunities to compete in the athletic programs here. And I think for the most part, we did a pretty good job with that.
I'd say so, Eric. Like I said, a lot of big success stories, and everybody who's so happy to have had this kind of outlet throughout their high school experience. And I want to get into that. How important is athletics in truly shaping a student's overall high school experience?
Well, one of the things that we always say, whether it's athletics or any other club or activity, is we say when the freshmen come in here at West Bloomfield, it's important to get involved. And any way you can get involved, to find your people, to find your niche, to find something that you enjoy doing, it helps with the overall high school experience. Athletics is a huge part of that for a number of our students here. And to have as many student athletes as we have, it's just a great opportunity with all the different sports that we offer. Selfishly, it's one of those things where I look and see how many student athletes are involved in athletics, and I say to myself, wow, those are all connections that I have a chance to make. Those are all opportunities for us to show everybody that West Bloomfield's offering the best chances for our athletes to succeed. And, I think our athletes have responded. Our programs are strong right now. And it's just been a pleasure over the last 12 years to see them grow.
For those just joining us on the Splash Live, I'm talking with West Bloomfield High School Athletic Director Eric Pierce, who's talking about his impending retirement, stepping down from his role as Athletic Director after 12 years. Now, Eric, you've talked a bit about these other sports, all the sports you have with West Bloomfield, and there's tons of players, tons of coaches. Talk about the relationships that you've built with these coaches, these athletes, and even the families over the last few years.
Well, those are the things that you're going to remember the most. I mean, there's nothing quite like it. All the hugs, all the smiles, all the laughs, all the experiences. I feel like every time I see an athlete in the hallway, I can go up to them and say, hey, great job last Thursday. That goal that you had was fantastic. Or, you know what, the base hit that you had was amazing. We really needed that. That was a clutch performance. But I tell you what, seeing them develop from young freshmen here into how mature they are once they leave here as a senior, those are amazing experiences. And you can't really put into words exactly how special those are. And to be a part of that is something that I will truly miss as I'm leaving West Bloomfield. And that's not just with our student athletes, but with our coaches as well. Some of my best friends, some of the people I talk to the most are the coaches here at West Bloomfield High School. And we worked together and we've had tough conversations. And when things weren't going right, we've had to sit down and analyze and discuss what we could do better. And our goal is to always improve every single year here in every single sport. There's nobody that's a finished product. And all of our coaches embrace that. And they accept the fact that they're over here and they're busting, you know, their tails to give the best opportunities to our student athletes. And I don't think people realize that it's not just a 3-month coaching stint. There are coaches all year round, and students come up to them and they talk to them all year round. And I go up to them and I talk to them and I demand things from them every single day all year round. So it's been unbelievable, the amount of relationships that I've developed. I guess selfishly, once again, one of my favorite things is when our student athletes come back once they graduated from West Bloomfield High School, and they come back and they come to our events, and it's immediately a hug and how you doing? Oh, you look great. It's great to see you. All those different types of things. And it's just like we're going right back into the mode that we were at when they were in high school again. So I truly appreciate that. And it's fun to be out in the public and hey, Mr. Pierce, and you look around and it's somebody that was a student athlete here at West Bloomfield, and you can sit and you can laugh and you can remember, and it's all great experiences.
I mean, hey, it's those bonds that make it all worthwhile, and it truly shows the impact you've had on so many people throughout your time with West Bloomfield High School. I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up, Eric. How do you hope to see the athletic department with West Bloomfield High School continue to grow after your departure?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there's a number of opportunities that are out there in order to continue to grow. Obviously, facilities, it's always a facilities race between schools and districts and everything like that. And facilities help draw the student athletes to the programs. I think there's opportunities to improve our facilities. Don't get me wrong, we have fantastic facilities right now, but there's always an opportunity for an upgrade. In addition to that, there's some new sports on the horizon. Boys volleyball is another opportunity to expand, as well as girls flag football. I think you'll see those be coming into West Bloomfield sometime soon here. And then just with the whole social media impact that's around right now, I think there's more opportunities to tap into outside of ACT and outside of Facebook and Instagram and all these different types of things that you can do to enhance the image of the student athlete and enhance the image of the program. And I'm excited to see what happens over the next few years here at West Bloomfield High School.
And we're excited too, Eric. Lots of exciting things on the horizon. Last question before we let you go. What is next for Eric Pierce? Any plans or goals you're looking forward to once you leave your position with West Bloomfield and head off to the next chapter?
Well, I will say that the advice that I get from everybody that started with retirement is the one thing that you will never get more of is time. So whatever is next on the horizon for me is going to be something where I have some flexibility to make sure that I get to spend more time with my kids, watching them continue to grow and watching them participate in the sports they're participating in, and being even more present at their games and practices and whatever they want me to be present in. So I look forward to that. But at the same time, I look forward to doing something where hopefully I'm making an impact and able to have interactions, whether it be with students or people or administrators or whatever, every single day still. I really believe that anything that I do in the future needs to involve working with people and trying to get to know them and trying to help out the best that I can.
That's all you can do, and you're right. Time is the most important thing that there is. Everybody's got to take advantage of the time that they have, and can't wait to see what is next for you, Eric. Thank you so much for joining us today here on The Splash Live.
No, thank you, Jake, and go Lakers.
Go Lakers indeed. Eric Pierce has done so much for the athletes with West Bloomfield High School, and I know that they are all grateful for everything that he has brought to them. We wish him the best of luck with the next chapter and whatever lies ahead. And as Eric was saying, his signing days truly are a special moment with West Bloomfield High School. And just recently, the final signing day of the year took place as 8 more talented student athletes signed their letters of intent to continue playing their sport at the college level. I spoke with some of these talented athletes to hear about what they've learned in their time at West Bloomfield and what they hope to take with them to college.
It means a lot, just sticking with my coach, everybody believing in me, trusting me. So it just means a lot to be here where I'm at, making it this far, and just being able to play the game I love at the next level. So I'm excited.
What has the support meant to you from your coach, your family, your peers, everybody that's helped you to get to where you are today?
The support was a lot, especially from my coach. Like coming in as a freshman, you're young, you know, mind's not fully there, but he believed in me from the start, started me as a freshman. So that was like my big booster, and it helped me the whole way. So it just kept me humble and kept me grinding. So, and all the support, staying in the gym, everybody, coaches staying after to help with me work. So I just enjoyed it, and it worked off. So.
Yeah, I love my coaches for sure. Even my teachers, Mr. Pierce, Mr. Pace, everybody that shows me good feedback. You know, like me as a person, like you know, I'm a good person. I put the work and time to it. So everything they say, it backtrack, and I got to show that too. I got to set the tone. I got to let people know. It's kids that look up to me too, freshmen, sophomores, you know what I'm saying? So I got to come out every day and show what I got to do, and I appreciate that. I love my coaches. Without them, I wouldn't even be here, especially my brothers that I play football with, track, every other sport,
Yeah, it's a blessing. I'm really honored to be able to sign to play basketball, and I just appreciate everything, school, coaches, everybody. Yeah, we're all like a family here, so, it's like we're all a team and we all support each other, so yeah.
Talk to me a bit about where the love of the sport comes from and why it pushes you to be the best that there is.
Probably just comes from being an older brother. Like you go from playing outside with your brothers to going to AAU to going to elementary, I'm always kind of like they role model, like, let's go work out. So it just comes from the love of being an older brother and trying to inspire my younger siblings.
Talk to me a bit about the things that you've learned here at your time with West Bloomfield High School and how that's going to excel you to take the jump to the next level.
Main thing I learned is you can't win everything. You lose games. It's a part of the game. There's negatives with the game. There's positives with the games. Everything's not going to always be positive. You have injuries. You have stuff outside of sports that could affect that as well. So that's one thing I took for sure is everything can't go the way you want to, but in the end it'll work out how it is now.
And that's going to do it for us today here on the Splash Live. Big thank you to all of our guests and for everybody on the team for helping to make this show possible. I've been your host, Jake Schaff. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV.